because.
Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Danganronpa, guys. We are about to go in the court trial for the deaths of the Ifumi and Ishimaru, and that was everybody, right?
Yep. That's two people.
For now, that was everybody. Oh wait, I
Are you
mean,
still like showing the whole?
yeah, I didn't mean to do that. You guys gotta tell me.
I'm sorry, but I
Too much
have...
responsibility, Corey.
I know.
I know.
Oh, it's
really
even better
should.
now. Oh.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Hold on, fixing it.
Can't have good
Just like
things.
that. Just like that.
There.
Wait,
Hold
no,
on.
we're still
No.
at full screen, Corey.
Oh,
You
no.
gotta wait, you gotta wait, you gotta wait. Alright, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, OBS is a bitch like that sometimes.
Everybody heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there,
What?
I mean, he has multiple robots, remember?
That's true.
Was it like Timmy and Tommy, where the other one's like, "Hello"?
he's multiplied?
Oh no.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it only looks like I've multiplied.
Oh my god.
Liar.
You want to see me run at that rock? You want me to do it again?
Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Wait. I thought,
Alice
Yeah,
isn't up
who's
for voice
voicing
tonight.
everybody? Oh, okay.
Okay, fine. Well, okay.
You want to take her?
I always do Kyoko when Alice
Okay.
doesn't do it. Okay. Can we just get on the elevator already? Fuck you.
But you're not playing along. This is definitely like a Timmy and Tommy from.
We're not here to play with you.
Wow.
Rejected.
Say it. Say the words, Nick.
Oh, okay, fine. I thought.
Good, okay.
Fine.
I didn't hear him.
Everyone's here, ready to go. Please board the pain train. Elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Okay then, shall we? I'm going to expose this murderer.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'm not mentally prepared yet.
You're gonna be publicly executed and you're gonna like it.
You'll never be
Whoa.
mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. Okay, Sans.
I told you already. I didn't do it. For serious.
Reminds me, did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well, no, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have other culprits.
Uh,
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations when we get to the courtroom. That's right. She's right. Let's get down there first, then the story can really begin.
Good idea. That's right. I have to do it and I have to do the thing. Can't let whoever had killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that have lost their lives in the field of battle. One who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed our two friends. The killer is someone right here. Oh, such a good deduction.
Mikado's so smart.
He's too smart for this game.
I know.
I took one deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the elevator went down, as they usually do.
If Monokuma doesn't go on the elevator with us, how does it get down there?
Monokuma teleporters.
You can easily go anywhere in this place.
Maybe he uses a backup Monokuma in the courtroom.
Yeah.
He just uses like those like old telegram tubes. They're just like all over the building. He just like shoots out through a chute.
Oh, like a vacuum tube?
Yeah.
The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further down. There was no going back.
I'll go in there.
Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. Not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up into a cruel fate. Cannot talk.
see all you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is already reaching its climax.
Only because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
Whoa, what? Do you really hate me so much? Oh, but I'm so cute.
Is this a different judgment room?
Yeah, it changes every
the
trial.
The background changes with each trial.
I did
Mm-hmm.
not realize that.
You decorated.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Don't rush me. Of course, I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seat.
So the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal.
Hold on, I'm gonna change to my other computer for a moment, so.
What? No.
What are you talking about? There wasn't anything else.
You just skipped it.
What are you talking about? It's
How am I
almost...
supposed to know where we are right now and how deadly it is?
You won't. That's the best part.
We
Increase the
have one
focus
skill.
gauge by 5. I thought we had another one.
We have all this
What
SP.
skill do-
We
Oh,
have
got
vocabulary, so we know vocabulary.
I don't know. I think we'll be fine.
I guess we should... Oh wait, hold up. Let's wait for Justin. I didn't think it would start us right into it. Okay.
Is Monokuma supposed to be an innuendo? Is that just how it got translated? Sometimes I wonder. Some of the phrasing is a little, I don't know.
I mean, it's probably intentionally worded the way it is.
Yeah, Monokuma does that on purpose.
Like monochrome, the prefix for monochrome, and then kuma for bear. Because I guess that's what it means. I don't know.
Oh, do we want to bring the voices down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I needed to read this, or I feel like we've done this before. Yeah, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that one that deceived everyone will get to graduate. Now then, to begin with.
We already know who did it.
What was I?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Hypocrisy right there.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
How's the setup?
It points to you having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer? Or for anything else, we have to make that clear.
Or
Time to remember the controls. Again.
God, here we go.
I think it's this one? Yeah, slow.
Everything was found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they were all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I want to shoot the thingies while you're doing
I
that.
don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting's awful messy. If I remember right, Hero's handwriting is... Hold up. What is, the message again? So, meet in the
Yeah.
dining hall.
We use this to shoot at the.
Remarkably neat and clear, but they just said, it was a messy blueprint. So...
Okay. Yeah, shoot the blueprint? Or, well, maybe...
I think maybe it's the next one. I can't remember what it was, but...
Yeah, the blueprints have or have the handwriting on it, don't they? The messy handwriting.
Oh, it's true. So maybe we need to go back to that. Let's see. What was the next message here? Or next.
Nothing.
Oh, I thought there was a third one. Okay.
No, there wasn't.
Then yeah, it's blueprints.
We're running out of time. I was gonna. Okay.
Nah, we dodged it. We dodged it. It was slightly under.
It threaded the needle.
Yeah. I like to make it a little interesting. We sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's a note Hero wrote asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, would you agree? When you compare it to the blueprints,
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise the handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on, I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Screw you, idiot.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
what?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Was it Hifumi?
Suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. The Illuminati?
The Illuminati.
No,
It's
it
Hina
has to be
herself!
Hero.
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt Hero is the prime suspect.
Doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo Justice suit.
What?
Now that's a bold assumption.
Reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop boss us around.
All things have a proper order. That's how those Ace Attorney games work.
Huh. So who are you, Edgeworth? Then what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been the blue tarp.
Tarp in the dolly.
Start with the dolly. One more thing. We did it. For a dolly and a tarp, right? Wait, were we wrong? What's with the attitude? Oh, he's just an asshole, that's right.
Now remember,
Let's see if we can
he's
explain.
He's sizing up Makoto to figure out who to beware of.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room and we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until now was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. But the dolly...
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Oh, sorry, missed that one. When his body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Never mistaken.
Always.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? The dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There's blood on the wheels.
No shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Yeah.
What?
We have all
This girl is
accepted
sus.
the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Absolutely! Reloading.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing bullet time battle already?
Underneath the tempo.
Till now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy opponent's statements, but now I'm just locking and pressing.
Oh, we're bullet time battling Celeste. Okay.
That will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy more statements. You can reload by square. Should be easy. Square button now has a function along with X. The triangle buttons, you automatically reload at the start of fever time. If you're on gentle, just ignore everything.
Just keep on mashing X or whatever.
Press the button. Ah, it like lost a frame.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so did I.
You have it wrong. You are a fool.
You're not gonna like mix it in and beat. Like, never mind.
Ah, I'm out of bullets.
Oh, yeah, the bullets.
How do I do the like tempo mode or whatever?
You can always look at the options on the help.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point. What's the tempo mode? Lock on, attack, reload, fever time, R1. It's not doing it.
You must not have a good enough meter to activate it.
I have no idea what's going on.
Me either. I'm just trying to get the tempo down while I can't see anything.
You took a lot of damage.
Oh, is that gonna carry over?
I think so.
That's why we won't get anything wrong going forward. If you're asking for the proof that the dolly was moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in a repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There's a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched with the dolly's wheel tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it? Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not really sure that even matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
But look at how the body was moved. It'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? The Robo Justice costume bullet.
What about the Robo Justice costume?
It can't bend.
As you know, Taka
It
was
cannot
in the equipment
bend.
room, and from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled
Oh,
it
he
off,
can't
right?
bend with his knees in the costume.
Keep in mind, the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you
Oh,
have to
there we
do
go.
is bend
There we go.
over.
Shoot it! Oh.
We gotta read the
Then you can
rest.
push the dolly, no problem.
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body up to the
If
repository.
you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
You are fucking stupid.
You guys want me to stop slowing it down so you can talk over each other for immersion?
I love it.
Yeah.
There we go, okay, yeah. Dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it you'd have to be able to bend over, but would anyone wearing that suit have been able to actually stoop down like that? Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward to where we were. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. The, like, sensitivity for the aiming takes like 10 seconds to go from the left side of the screen to right side of the screen.
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low, but if you're wearing that suit, you think you could actually get into a position like that? Oh, shit.
What do you mean?
Think about what you said when you're all checking out the suit together, remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. It seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
She provided her own evidence. When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
So it seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't even bend over.
If you kick it with your foot.
Well, what's to stop you from simply
Exactly.
moving the dolly with your feet?
She gets it.
See your feet.
Well, I mean, like, what? Are you just not gonna feel where your feet are? Like a phantom limb or something?
I mean, when you're wearing those boots.
I guess. And you can't even see your feet. You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
It's absolutely no chance because of the costume was taken off just to move the whatever.
Take it off.
Once it's on, you can't take it off. Hero's not strong enough for that.
It was, I think
What?
you're
It was
supposed to
the
hit
second
the
one.
second.
Hurry.
The second one, but
Can't
this is
take it
fine.
off alone.
What? You mean I have to live the rest of my life as Robo Justice? But I'm gonna get all moldy.
You've already taken it off.
Oh,
She's right. He has taken it off. I thought they were talking about the clasp. Oh, I didn't see the second option. This is what I get for like half reading stuff and emails. I don't think taking off the suit was an option, if you remember.
I don't know what this. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself?
I didn't make the stupid freaking thing.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us seen him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him.
Yeah, that's right.
Hero, why didn't you figure this out yourself?
So
A dumb, precious child.
it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Of course Robo Justice could. It's Robo Justice we're talking about.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero and the robots. Correct.
Wait, just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Ooh, that was Celeste that took the picture.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How'd you get hurt? That guy hit me!
What guy?
Robo Justice? That's why I decided to call him, just now.
So, long as these facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
No.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe one covers something new.
Mira, stop fighting me. Fighting me because I won't pet her.
What a pain in the ass.
It's like well timed for both the game and Corey's like set of circumstances.
Aw.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Alright then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning.
Okay, this is good because I couldn't remember who was where.
The four of
Yeah,
us
neither can I.
gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mysterious assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange Gundam costume.
It's Megatron!
Voltron, whatever.
Megatron! You betrayed me!
As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
Oh, justice.
It also became clear that the same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Bakia and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
Maybe it's like one of those cheap horror movies that are like C grade, B grade, and they're like an inanimate objects running around killing people. Like a chair. In this case, it's like a robo costume.
Oh god.
Haunted costume.
A Goosebumps episode.
Oh
Five Nights
god.
at Freddy's. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the robot subject. But not long after leaving the nurse's office.
What's wrong?
I saw a shadow! Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled at everyone as soon as I did. Celeste, what's wrong?
Rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then I think that's Hifumi. Perfect. When I hear your mic peak, I know it was a good scream. It was worth it. Huh?
What was that? It came from downstairs. It must have been...
Did you say something?
That's Makoto.
Oh. Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to divide into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, and Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what happened. Meanwhile, we just oh, that's you.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taco's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at exactly the same time.
I don't know how she deduced that, but okay.
Because we heard the same
Okay, she
announcement
deduced it.
not long after we discovered his body. There you go.
What does this mean? And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed to the nurse's office. Right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Fumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening.
Are we hallucinating all this or something? But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we're searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
Oh my gosh.
After some time,
Celeste informed us that she found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository. Which is where we discovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka? In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what. Monokuma File 3. I don't remember what that one
What
was. It's just victims' cause of death was a blade of the head. They're both killed with similar weapons, so blunt trauma, similar weapons.
We might have to absorb something.
So
I
we
think
got-
I'll have to, yeah.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
I think I will need that one.
what makes you say that? Wait, didn't Hifumi wake up before he died?
Because the murdering of the Justice Hammers.
Is it true that Hifumi? It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I mean, that could just be a red herring. With
Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order? I think we need the order part?
Yeah, the Order of the Hammer. It's one of those.
I think it's this one. Try that one.
The numbering.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, if you don't shoot it, you have to reabsorb. Oh, no, actually, no.
Oh, really?
Never mind. No, never mind. Because sometimes you have to absorb something that's said last. So,
Alright, let's try to contradict the numbering with the order.
Yeah. And if not, we'll just absorb the numbering.
I think we got it.
Nice.
Yeah, there we
It
go.
was a strong counter. Give it a 7. Hold on, there's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order. But in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died.
Oh, the watch.
Alright, Hangman's Gambit. Alright, what's the word this time?
Oh, what the?
Oh,
Wristwatch. Okay, I was about to say, like, watch isn't that long.
Oh,
You
I
still
need a
need
W.
W! Get the W!
I need the A.
And you also need
I need the C. Oh, I picked it up.
It's right.
Wristwatch, but
We did it.
We can spell.
We can
kids.
spell.
vocabulary coming in clutch.
MCH.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. Hey, we didn't do an apostrophe S. Come on. They would definitely Taka wristwatch. Look, it broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer because of last night.
I guess he took the watch with him, or is he showing him like a mental image?
Hey, you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting?
Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch.
It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls!
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. Which made the wrong assumption about the order of the events all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make the wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis was murdered go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
Right. With him at least, we're all safe.
Huh?
Never gets old. What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been...
Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together, except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
Oh, somebody dropped.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
That's Alice.
Oh, I know. They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on.
That's... Where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock solid alibis from when we heard Hifumi scream. Rock solid like my muscles. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
It does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office. Kina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At the time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of the bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
We can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Fumi's body got moved.
It's true, we searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
so then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time.
It would seem so.
His body apparently disappeared in 1 minute, in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third floor, in that short amount of time...
Oh, man, yeah. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Yes, tell us about this secret passage.
Hina's two favorite words. What? How?
If the dead body were to move its
Oh,
head-
damn
Oh
it.
shit, OST change.
Can't hear it. I'm gonna feel left out.
Oh yeah, I love this theme.
Huh?
That's a good one.
The dead.
Oh wow, your mic peaked.
I didn't hear most of that, but I think
Oh.
it's fine.
Dead body moved on its own.
There you go.
When did this become a zombie show?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality, he was still alive.
Well, yeah, his eyes opened when she cried at him, remember?
He was up.
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Dead people don't blink, kid.
We checked his
Perhaps he was
pulse.
simply playing dead.
He was a possum.
That it isn't.
Madeline, your mic's been keep cutting you off.
Hmm.
Maybe with our stimulus checks, we all need to get new mics. or something.
What stimulus check? Well,
I haven't gotten mine either.
Oh dang! Yeah.
It's kind of like Bank of America. I still haven't gotten it.
Yeah. What the fuck? Like, sorry.
I'm screwed. You mark another promotion, and that means I don't get one.
Oh, yeah.
We do our taxes together.
Oh yeah, it's true. If
Sorry,
you
that's
go
very
over,
sad.
if you go over the yeah.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible?
Goddamn joint tax accounts.
Can you get divorced for like a day?
You know what?
I don't.
No.
I don't think it works that way.
That's why you file separately to double up.
I'm sorry.
Ah,
Sakura, you're not reading your lines.
Sorry, I was
No,
thinking
it's
about
impossible.
divorce for a day.
Hifumi was dead, without a
I'm
doubt.
sorry, I was joking.
I did not know that how.
Surely you've heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. I can't even read that. But Hifumi's dead body had been found, and that is why the announcement was made.
Are you really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh yeah, you have to absorb this, I think.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's body were discovered at almost the same time. Let's try this.
Saying that
Oh, sorry.
Remember when we found Ifumi first dead?
Yeah, so
Counter!
that also explains why there was supposedly 3 announcements. There was actually
Well, there was a
one
late
that's-
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe, but that was around the same time Taka's body was found too.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
There's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies have been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail.
what is it, HIPAA?
So are you saying you were lazy?
Well, what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it only broadcasts when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time. Fun fact.
That didn't answer a question, man. We're asking you if you're a lazy bum.
Oh, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice. The second body discovery announcement, first time it was played when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when, just after Ifumi came back to life, I think.
Yeah,
that
so.
wasn't,
Yeah.
It wasn't after that. It was when they were discovered.
No.
Oh.
It was before. Oh,
No, we're dead!
Oh, right, because
we
Hifumi...
dead?
Oh, are we dead? Oh, shit.
What happens if we die?
We
you-
start
you
over.
You basically restart.
No, we don't.
It would appear the one with the most votes is Makoto. However, Makoto is not the black.
Do we get the ending?
Oh, too bad. Looks like the real killer gets to graduate. You lose. Game over. Goodbye. Well, on the other hand, I mean, everyone else must now be punished.
Is this really over? Is it really over for us? You want to give it another shot? No.
Yeah.
Can't give up now.
Alright.
I have restored my vitality.
Power plot armor!
Not die.
Yeah, it's basically Makoto just hallucinates and then we go back to this.
We don't have to start all over again.
No.
Yeah.
I really wanted to start all over.
You will get a score reduction though.
Oh no.
No.
God damn it. We gotta load our save.
Okay, when both
Look
bodies
when
were
both bodies were
rediscovered.
rediscovered. That's confusing though, because Hifumi did come back to life briefly.
Yes, but
that
the body,
didn't
but the
happen.
body discovery announcement happened before then.
I don't remember. It's been too
Yes.
long.
Oh, okay.
We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Yeah, right here.
Ding dong. A body has been discovered. Oh, this is Monokuma.
But if he wasn't fully dead yet, this is weird.
Body has been discovered.
Yeah, they never said Monokuma's announcements were really accurate.
Well, no, Hifumi came back to life briefly. It is possible to come back to life briefly. It is possible to come back to life after you die, as long as your death isn't like one.
Yeah, from like a defibrillator. I don't know about
traumatic
from.
brain injury and like have gasping breaths, but to be able to die and then come back without CPR to have a conversation, this is not the most medically accurate thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is confusing because 3 people discovered both bodies. Like, so if his body wasn't dead whenever he was in the nurse's office, then why was he dead before he came back to life?
Because it was dead then.
Yeah.
Didn't
It's
s-
fine.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
In reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So when we found Ifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Because nobody checks a pulse in this game.
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
To be fair, these kids don't have much medical training for the most part.
It's pretty
Besides Kyoko.
simple.
Very true.
Besides Kyoko, but she wasn't there at the time.
You just like check their wrist or their neck. Whatever.
You want to touch that,
It's
lard
not
ass?
supposed to be smart though. Like you think Bakia would?
He wasn't in
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah, he wasn't there, and Kyoko wasn't there either. So we're just filled with inept people. And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe that he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know. Because he was super good at playing dead. Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he is still alive.
Okay
The
then.
glasses.
Let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Ah! So many. There's so many of these in this case.
Yeah, his glasses.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, change in how it was positioned, there is no notable difference.
It's definitely that one.
Then was
Yeah.
really still alive.
Of course not. It is impossible. This is ridiculous.
When Hifumi's body was found again in the nurse's office, and when it was found again in the repository, there's definitely some sort of conflict here. No.
I like how the game's just like, no, you can't shoot it.
Yeah.
We broke it.
My girl Celeste having a hard day.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi and the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. The fact alone proves he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill in the rest of us?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. When we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found an item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. Evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was the spotless hammer, glasses cleaning cloth. What's a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot? Look at the blood stain on the cloth should make things clear. A piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
Character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Such a great name.
Best character in the game.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like that to this school.
I see your points, and the only people here who even wear glasses are.
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
There's no question it belonged to Hifumi.
Oh, So what you're saying is, what exactly?
You're guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
Oh, sorry. What I'm saying is the blood on his glasses were wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he'd wipe the blood off himself.
Who? Who would do that? Who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other... What's up?
Logo, where Yoshikage Kira turns the guy's socks inside out.
My
It's
god.
been a
That
while
sounds
since I've
terrifying.
watched the episode. So, yeah.
So,
Turns a guy's socks inside out?
All like all I remember from Kira was when Ambulance Kun came and defeated him.
I'll never forget that. That was great. But he did a lot of weird crap, but mostly with some people's hands.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
All right.
he like beats the kid out of one of the protagonists, and while he's down, he's like, "Ugh, how can you reach?"
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Koichi, yeah.
All right. Back
Yeah, Koi.
But
Sorry.
who
that-
would
that was-
benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner? I mean, the coroner, maybe? I don't know.
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So, let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead, and when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
That's a really nice way of calling him fat. I mean,
Then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contained packs of blood for emergencies. He probably just used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere.
I'm not gonna even comment on the phrasing on that.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
I like how everybody just ignores her.
Yeah. Yes, please.
It should be perfectly obvious.
This is not the Ace Attorney playthrough.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was...
Taka himself, obviously.
Yes.
Could have only been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
I
The
think
door
you're
was
missing-
locked? The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. When we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside, which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case, he was one of the assailants.
My god.
Plot thickens.
but that means he took part in the murders. Why?
I just can't believe it.
We all thought he was a gentle otaku.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
I don't know. Hifumi got really violent in this chapter.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Oh, the note.
Thing that Hifumi stole from Taka. Could it be? This one? Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, because that one was on Hifumi's body.
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
A hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his...
Pants?
Yes, his pants. Okay.
Okay, well, forget about the pants part for now. Take a look at what the note says. Forgive the smell. I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note, it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
See? Then this note isn't the same one Hero got.
It's not the same, even though I just said that.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hero. And that last person could have only been Hifumi's pants.
Obviously.
Me.
The real murder.
That's right, Taka. The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello, over here. Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? Meh. So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok. They were drawing out Huffy.
Obviously, Taka.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ah, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
How did she
Man.
predict, like...
Genocide
TikTok
Jill is seriously
happening?
scary, but still. I can't let her get to me.
Don't let that serial killer push you around.
Jesus, a lot of bullets. I don't think any of these are right, really, but
Well, let's see what we can contradict.
Well, we have to hear what
Huffy
she's
had the
gonna
note,
say.
right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy.
I remember what the note said.
so annoying.
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
No.
That's
What if it has everything to do with TikToks?
Best
where's,
app there
where's,
is.
where's Taka's wristwatch? You might want to switch to.
What the note said. Oh, wait, maybe we knew that.
Corey, switch the bullets.
Switch to his,
Oh.
His wristwatch. Yeah, broken wristwatch.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. I thought we had a absorbed one. Yeah, the time matches up. It's testing you. There's absolutely a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
Note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. I've already proven that using the wristwatch. But look, there's more. Sorry, I had to do that. Where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
which is where Taka was killed. I see.
But Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections.
I like how her like tongue is basically like emoticons or emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did someone use that note to trick Taka, just the same as me? The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they'd found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuff down his pants, no less.
Most likely Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where is your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it. It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yep, they're from the same piece of paper.
We have a note meant for Taka, but Taka's corpse still grasps a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Dead did I get all that right?
That means oh, sorry, wrong voice. That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly, which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa! Yeah, after seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
Hero, you contribute nothing.
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
My
You're
god,
right.
he's on to
Yeah.
something.
Is a ghost?
Sorry, no. We found him in the repository. Ifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did it is the mastermind, the true killer.
Killed repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the. I can't deal with this girl. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, cause, I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, and the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers to kill Hifumi. Or, sorry, to kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
He's connecting the dots.
Oh my gosh, you're all so smart.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though.
That
I
was,
don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms,
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
so was it the washed off one we found?
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too, and I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Weapon that was actually used to kill Ifumi. All pictures surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. I have to find the truth. Dun, 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 dun.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Shouldn't we have shot that?
No.
Well, we gotta go through all the dialogue.
Contradiction.
well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How is the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance. Check out murdergear.com hammer time for more info.
Well, one thing
Oh my
seems
God.
pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the
Ron!
Justice Hammers.
Shoot it!
That's about it. Wait, why are you shooting me?
Get shot.
Because
You're
you're
dead.
always wrong, hero.
No, I'm not.
Murder Himon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But seriously, a different weapon?
Specifically a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Ifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
The reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely it was used to commit a murder. The hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have cleaned it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, medium-sized ones, and even some flat, mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, then that would explain Monokuma's file's notes about the wounds being quite similar.
So, Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer, the one Hifumi was working with, and the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rules work, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone working together. At least that's what they thought at first, but... Alright, I think we're gonna have to steal one.
Back to the spotless hammer again.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one that actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming that rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people would work together on this.
No, I'm just gonna grab this one.
Let's see.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that really only applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Oh, we gotta absorb
Oh,
that.
we knew that one. No! Fast forward!
You have to shoot your thing first before you can,
Oh, really?
absorb it. Yeah, shoot
You
it.
just shoot it at him.
Do a misfire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like Nick and Maria are out, and now Nick's back.
Oh, did I hit Nick with a bullet on accident?
Yes, yes, you did.
Ricochet.
Killed him with truth.
You knocked out the white
I shot Monokuma.
Oh, connection.
Impossible!
Okay. That sucks, but whatever.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved by murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together, a reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being somebody's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there was some potential murder reward, for mutual reward for the risk, the cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders?
I think that's what the true killer told it to me. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon was used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Effort made to convince us that two murders were at the same time was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Almost like she's the real suspect here. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifume's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now. Meh.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. The debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit.
I mean, yeah,
So-
it's pretty,
Who could
pretty
it
obvious.
be?
Yeah, who could it be?
Hifumi's pants?
Hifumi's pants.
Fumi's pants.
It was Celeste.
What?
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what are you saying then? That I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi? The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him. That I would go within 10 feet of that shit's brains. That lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot. I just saw her face.
Remember when she gets that mad, she drops the accent.
Pardon-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it, and one of the big evidence is that your IQ has dropped 200 in this debate. You were a lot smarter in the previous two debates.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it's only further proves that the two of you were working together.
The only Hifumi and Celeste had in common, encountering the suspicious individual,
Yeah.
the paper hidden in Hifumi's pants,
Of course.
the screaming,
Hey.
the behavior they had in common to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush! The adults are talking now.
Okay, Dad.
Whoa.
Sorry.
What?
Okay, Dad.
I'm
As
a
he
little
said,
concerned that that's his kink, but okay.
only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw the shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all out to the physics lab, up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream. Broke my ear.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she's done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work. God damn.
Huh?
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been. I swear we've done this 3 times.
I think it's more than that. I think it's 4 times. Hifumi, he must be in the nurse. He was in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go.
It'll be fun to like compile all the scenes to see how similar they were.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into 2 groups?
I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting.
Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, it's Celeste and Afumi working together. All those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have been carried across the sea?
Realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. We wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah, I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then was that?
She wasn't worried about you, she just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it, okay? I'm a Byakuya Tagami! You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
Ain't meddling, kids.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die, just like those guys died.
I remember
Ah,
saying
poor
that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it. Oh, they hadn't found Taka's body yet.
Yeah, they didn't. I remember saying that when we first ran across that. Then pay attention, Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran to Celeste and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make any sense, but what is he alluding to? He's alluding to the Monokuma File 3, of course.
That was never the answer.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We're all going to die here.
What do we have to absorb?
Those
We're going to
guys.
die just like those guys died.
Maybe those fellas.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment? Oh, we have to absorb this.
Oh wait, what? Aw, you have to do it backwards? What's the point?
Don't expect me to do the work for you. Figure out for yourself why your comment doesn't
Fuck
make
you,
sense.
Byakuya. Fuck you. I quit.
Jack is going kind of hard this
I'll let
game.
us die. Fuck you.
Yeah, yep, this case is Tagami time!
I'm liking him a lot better this case than the last case. That's for sure.
Well,
I've always
yeah,
liked him. He's the
yeah,
best.
Yeah, because this time, you know, he's actually trying to solve the case.
Yeah. Instead of like inhibiting the case. So strange. Your comment is so strange. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said just like those guys died. Very sus. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
How did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed, and how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had disappeared also, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations, you know that?
Imaginations?
You claimed that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costume villain dragging Hasumi away?
Unless they're working together. I don't...
It has to be some kind of setup, right? Celeste put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations.
It's just.
It wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
Zero broing around. They're just broing.
Only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect had been heavily drinking. Not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away! Yeah.
It's only within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even further. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened. You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Les thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible?
Okay, what about these clues gonna use?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out.
Okay, how do
Then
I
you
switch?
just draped me across the
there we
room
go.
and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright.
Oh yeah, because it can't bend.
If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Whoa, shit.
We'll wait till we get around.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit
No,
after
no
all.
way!
Hero, what do you
If I remember right, Hina said she couldn't bend at her waist. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be something about the Robo Justice costume. Yeah.
It always is.
I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point who made that costume.
It was Hero, man. It was in his room.
I know, exactly. Why, Hero? Why do you torture us like this?
How do people get into rooms that are supposed to be automatically locked so easily?
They can steal the key.
I mean, you can't though, right?
You can if you
That's
ambush
against the
them
rules,
outside and
isn't
take
it?
their key.
You're not allowed to loan books though.
You can borrow that, steal them though.
Oh, you can steal them? I thought they had to be actually dead. I don't know.
You can't loan, but you can steal, yeah.
I guess, yeah. No, even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they couldn't stand up like that. 'Cause they could still stand up like that because the Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic. Perfect posture.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. Right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Yeah.
Plus, when Ifumi took the suit they'd specifically designed and stuffed Hero into it. That's how they were able to fake the whole thing. Point of all that was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Isn't that suit kind of like a jail cell? Because you can't
Yeah.
eat, you can't like do anything in it, and you can't take it off.
Yeah.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate? Don't make me laugh, you idiot. What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste?
Oh my god.
Clearly you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Ifumi told us as he lay dying? Hey, Ifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu. Hero.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yashiro. In other words, Yashiro Kagak.
Perfect.
Oh, I love it.
Oh wait, but my name isn't really Yashihiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing
delicious.
statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
Hey, Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hero?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Fumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He's called us by our last names.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
I don't know that.
I mentioned that before, like when we
He's
first
super formal
started.
with people.
Yeah.
That's
Called him
right.
Mr. or Miss. last
I
name.
don't remember that either.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Oh, that is.
I remember that he had like a
Remember the mystery?
honorific. I remember the honorific. I don't really pay attention to the first name, last name. Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Ifumi did mean to say Hero's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance he just... his first name...
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random
True
chat.
love.
Rude. Now, isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Fumi is trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him.
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Wait, no, hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusations so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit.
Yeah, remember when we were hanging out with her? They always questioned whether that was her real name.
Come on, enough with your idiotic blather. Yashihiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make up your ear holes or wide open and listen up. My real name is Celeste Lundenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give it up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it.
I mean, would it be in her book?
Yep.
Yeah,
It would
that'd
have to be,
probably
yeah.
be the e-handbook. E-handbooks
Now
are
you're right,
omnipotent.
It keeps throwing me off when y'all call it a
They were
book.
trying to tell something.
Joe
He
Mama.
wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
There's one person here who might have had that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is. I'm not
Let's say
God
Lindbergh got
damn
here.
it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to
Bullshit.
contradict me,
Bullshit.
that's the only truth there is, moron.
Are you calling me a moron?
Remember, there's something here that shows an owner's true name. I'm sure Kyoko mentioned something like that at some point. It may not be related to the case, but it might come in handy.
My lord.
Might come in handy. Handbook.
Haha.
Ho ho ho.
Eh. That's it, the handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us about it before.
Hee, this handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it'll display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is... All we have to do is check our
Yeah,
handbook,
sure.
and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then, let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end. We got the comic book phase. Alright,
Ooh,
What is that?
Alright.
What is that facial expression of Hifumi?
I mean, are we really
Why is the
surprised
poster
if we
doing
were
that?
to do
The
something like
last one.
this?
Is that like him being
It's all
villainous?
art, you wouldn't get it.
Okay. Let's see. I have
what would this
no
be?
idea.
So-
that's-
that one.
yeah,
Was he
probably
taking a
that.
photo of...
Yeah, there's literally no context for that picture, I guess, so...
I
Yeah.
know.
I mean, he's
Was it
super
the hammer?
interested.
Oh, I see.
Like, anything wrong?
He's shaking the culprit's hand. I think I get it.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
because like they're gonna work together. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're meeting up, and then this is where I found out where
Okay,
the
here's,
like secret.
here's Hero right there. So
So there's one with Hero here.
you can put that in like the top left,
I think it's top left, yeah.
but I have no idea what goes there.
What goes here is the question. Let's
Well,
move.
I see Hero coming in, and then yeah.
Wait, what time is it? 1 a.m. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's when Hero
What-
shows up. Again.
Yeah.
His
Stuffs him in the robot.
Put him in
Sarah's
the
just like, hey,
robot.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This is where they take the picture.
No. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is where.
Yeah, the
picture.
camera.
That was like the stage.
Or prepare the camera at least.
Talking
Okay.
no.
Before. Yeah, I know. I think you guys probably know it, but Taka's barely brought up in this case after he dies.
I know.
Yeah,
I
poor
feel like
guy. He's just an afterthought.
He had like this huge personality change, and then they just killed him.
Yeah.
The reason they did that is because for pacing issues. Like they just didn't have enough time to focus on him.
Aw.
You need
That gets just a Sammer 4, right?
They seem to like
Yeah.
get us really attached to a character right before they kill them.
Yeah, it makes me
Yeah,
sad.
yes,
And
yes.
I'm scared because Sakura
Jimmy
has
Tyson.
talked more than she ever has, and
Wait,
I'm like,
what do we
oh,
do
now
here?
it's over.
Yes, that's the Danganronpa curse.
Oh, then I'm worried about Hina because I feel like she's spoken a lot this
Well,
chapter too.
there's also more lines because there's less characters now, so it's a little
Yeah.
less.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's,
this is
here's,
very
here's,
accurate.
here's,
Heroes
here's
also
point,
talk
yeah.
more than he-
blood on himself.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Hero used to never talk. It's like he used to say one sentence. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I definitely thought he was like the sus one this time that he was coming out.
Personally, I wouldn't mind if
What is
Hero
happening?
died.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's good, man.
He's not a
fun.
What did I even
He
do to
is
you?
the worst character in this game by a mile.
He is a gem, and this
Ah, that-
in this
ah,
home
that-
we love and
I think
respect.
that one.
I would rank higher than some other characters. I mean, personally, but that's to each their own.
He's just loving, confused.
This one.
I don't
Chips,
know.
Chips.
Maybe that
I'm
one.
not paying any
I think,
attention.
I think we've got it. Yeah, I just did this all by myself.
Oh, that's
It's gonna
fine.
be
Alright.
good, right?
You know.
I have a
If you
feeling
fuck
the
it up, we
first
can just
one's
blame
right.
you.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh my god.
For anything, the killer persuaded someone to help them carry out the murder, and that person was.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. they're shaking hands. Okay.
Filming with an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. Could do the dead more justice in a comic. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room late that last night, at 1 in the morning. How can you even like get a clean hit on that? That's someone they met with was Hero. Just used chloroform. He was just rubbing. He was just scratching his huge fro there. Looks like they just put a mop in a robot costume. They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice costume.
Stuffed all his hair in there.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would point the suspicion to Hero. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally at 6 AM, they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. That's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. Murder weapon was the Justice Hammer number 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason the hammer was number 4 was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. Now next, they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as a suspect. The first fake incident was an attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted to see Justice Hammer 1 and Robo Justice in the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. Wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell the story. With these 2 incidents, the killer was able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that, but... while we did, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. That's exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
Magical girl transform!
He took a blood packet from the refrigerator in Justice Hammer number 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. I'm surprised we didn't find like an empty blood bag though. Does he put it in his backpack or something? I don't know. Yeah, but the blood pack would be hard to hide. But we checked the trash can and we found glasses
He's like,
cleaners, so I figured we found a blood bag. Let us scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
Right.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. Simply got up and made an escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time he snuck into the equipment room. You wrap Taka's body in a tarp and use the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. Even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. They did this using an ordinary everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case, and the villain behind it all is...
The
What
flowers.
is this?
They're gonna make out.
They're merging.
Yeah, that looks like a shoujo. It's so weird.
Revolutionary Bride.
This is like Rose of Versailles or something. Celeste, sorry, you lose.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang out of my neck.
Can you admit you're the killer?
Listen to you trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. I can't even pronounce it. Tako Yasuhiro is fine.
I think it's Teiko Yasuhiro.
Tako.
I like
Tako
Taco.
Yasuhiro. Tako.
Oh,
Take
like one of
out.
these girls that like makes up like a fancy name for herself.
Yeah,
Okay.
she didn't like her
It's a
name.
persona.
So you finally accepted it. That's why her accent's faked. It's not real.
Oh,
I'm the
okay.
kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
It drug on.
Interesting.
Finally,
All right.
we've made it.
You did it.
Yeah, honestly, this is my least favorite case of the game, mostly because
So long.
Celeste is so stupid in this.
Yeah,
Like-
she
like-
was very
It-
like
it-
uncharacteristic.
Very
yeah.
obvious.
I was kinda
yeah.
expecting
it's
more-
not, it's
more
not the
from
fact that
Celeste.
she's obvious, it's the fact that she's the ultimate gambler, and she's always been smart in the previous cases. But
Yeah,
this one,
most
her
of...
IQ drops so badly, and she makes
Yeah.
so many bad mistakes.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been more well written to like correspond with being the ultimate gambler, because...
kind of harder to solve. I don't know.
Well, it should be hard because of...
Hifumi at the end, other than like trying to get rid of like him as a suspect or
I
like.
think it should be hard because of her ultimate.
I don't know.
Yeah, there wasn't really any gambling, I feel like, really.
Um,
in this
Yeah,
case.
it's one thing if the culprit's obvious. I'm like, yeah, okay, it was kind of obvious. It's just that she just made so many bad mistakes.
Because I think
So
every...
many.
Almost because like what Leon used his ultimate to his advantage, except
basically.
I mean Mondo didn't ride a motorcycle to his advantage.
No,
But-
Mondo's was just like a fit of passion that Byakuya.
Yeah,
made
pretty
more
much.
complicated.
Yeah. It was in care, like it was like
well, that was his-
honor thing.
He kind of used his skill of being so dumb that Byakuya had to spice the case up because it was so easy.
Yeah, I know it was. It would have been too easy, but yeah, this one is like, yeah, she just acts so stupid in this
Yeah.
case.
Very out
Yeah.
of character. Okay, Monokuma, I'm ready to begin. Or no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Mhm. It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote.
But with your heart.
Vote with your heart. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be?
Yeah, it probably would have been better if like it would have been better if like Hifumi did the kill, but then she just betrayed him and just let him take the fall or something. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that would have been true IQ right there.
Yeah, I feel like it didn't make much sense to kill him.
Well, it makes sense because she wanted to get out, but it's
Yeah, she was getting impatient, I guess. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Tako Yasuhiro.
man, the name is making your mic peak.
Sorry.
Lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all.
I mean, Hifumi, really?
Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
Really?
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
Then did you use, you know?
Her feminine wiles?
I knew you'd figured it out, Kyoko.
Not hers.
You'd have Fumi to act as my accomplice. I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Does she mean
Oh,
she talking about alter ego?
What? Whoa.
But does she
Wait.
threaten alter ego or say she would give it to him if...
We don't want Monokuma to find out. Oh, or yeah, what it was.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here, Paddle Bear.
Oh, boy. Oh, I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
Then you're the one that stole it.
That's right.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you come up with.
Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about it, how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone? It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
How'd she get into
How'd she get
Taka's
to
room?
Did you steal Taka's key or something? Like, wow.
It seems like easy to get into
Soft,
people's
I
room.
guess.
Grrr. So,
Wow.
was him. But how'd he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
What? What?
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
He did?
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me,
What?
and he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
So she did lie.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Like-
a crime. An absolute crime.
Taka wasn't in the right state of mind, so like that's kind of.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's true that in his state of mind, Taka could easily be taken advantage of, but I mean, I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him! I'm going to fucking kill him!
His first curse word.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be.
I didn't get that last part.
I know, I got peeked.
You'll be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
And also, he can keep her to himself.
That bastard! Bastard!
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? She... I have to save her!
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what was stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that could still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume of Fumi's creation? Of course it was.
Yeah, it was a little plain in the butt, too. All I asked to do was to make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
So, why did you decide to make me the suspect?
Oh, because you're
Because
dumb.
you're
Well,
stupid?
Aww.
What? That's it?
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
Oh god.
Rude.
I feel like I could cry.
Yeah, this is why I don't like Hero. He
mean.
he adds nothing. He contributes nothing to this goddamn to the
He contributes statements we can
Anyway,
counter.
When you
Right,
explain
okay.
your parents to Fumi, how did we explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Fumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was... While you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have had an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So you had planned to kill him all along.
But of course,
Fish.
there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself. How can human life mean so little to you? That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Then, what made you take things this far?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
Obviously, that was a lie.
Ah!
I couldn't... Day one.
Damn.
Celeste's real voice really makes your mic peak.
I'll try to say it softer. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh? Because I had a dream.
Just like Martin Luther King.
And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on that dream forever. And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing. And it was all for that dream.
And what was this dream of yours?
To live in a European castle.
A castle?
And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler slash
You know, I don't
bodyguards.
like her, but I like this dream. It's not a bad one.
I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need.
Wow.
Still a better than
Listen, I
dolls,
wouldn't
really.
do it, but I respect the energy. That's great.
Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence. Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Mood. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I? You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it? Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing. That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding. But that's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
You know if she lost her head though, yo.
You just get executed again.
Les smiled then. When she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. That weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Ah, yawn. You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The Black and deserved a piece and must pay the price. Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for her, the ultimate gambler. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
This is.
Will it really give you the hope that you're looking for? I can't say I'd ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again in another life.
Boy. Isn't a castle?
We're the vampires.
Being burned at the stake? Yeah.
Burning of the Messiah.
Oh no!
Yeah. Honestly, I wish Celeste's character was handled a lot better because she was pretty interesting up until this chapter,
Yeah.
where they just killed her intelligence.
I mean, she died like a gangster, though.
Yeah, I think this was one of my favorite executions.
Oh yeah, this execution is great.
What?
It's fire department.
You thought she was gonna get
Yeah.
burned at the stake?
It's the fire department.
Have
What?
No.
Like quicker death, maybe.
Well,
That's
Well,
probably
I
like
mean,
the better of it.
Insta death by car crash is probably less painful.
Oh,
than
way
slow
less
death.
painful.
100%, yeah.
I
Yeah,
have no
but-
idea what this is with gambling.
But not as aesthetically pleasing.
It's meant to be like Celestial likes grand deaths, like like that's what she said. Marie Antoinette, cut by beheading, burned at the stake. That seems nice. Run over by fire truck. That's not romantic at all.
Well, maybe
Oh.
she'll get isekai faster to
That's
the
what I
world.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Truck could
you
have
need
made it a bit.
Celeste, another world.
Fire trucks. I don't think fire trucks count. as
Sure
truck
they do.
forms.
Truck
Yeah, they haven't made it
Yeah,
yet.
it's just a big red truck.
Yeah. Fire truck's just another truck. It's in the truck family.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And that's
but-
what matters.
Subspecies.
So I'll go ahead and end it here because that took a little while to get to the execution. I didn't remember the case being this long. It's very long.
That was like 2.5
Not
hours.
not
Yeah.
It's a
really.
very long case.
Mondo's was longer.
Really?
Yeah, that was
Pretty
really
long,
long.
too.
Yeah, they're all kind of long.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not
These are
really.
long
These
sessions
these
for
are
this one.
short. These are short compared to the cases in Danganronpa 2 and V3.
Yeah, Danganronpa 2 is pretty long.
Although to be fair, those two have commercial breaks in their cases. to
Yeah.
indicate the halfway point, so that's why they're.
So I will no longer be able to make Tuesdays if someone wants to take Hina over for Tuesdays.
Okay.
But I'll be still there on Thursdays.
Okay. Well,
Okie doke.
Alright.
alright then. That means we have to kill off Hina then.
All right.
What?
Oh yeah, she's
No.
next.
Yeah, we have no choice.
Yeah. I'm sure someone will be up for it. Okay.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Sorry I had to be so late this time.
No problem.
That's fine.
Thanks for
It's
hosting.
okay, it was
Courtney.
fun.
Hey,
No problem. See y'all next week.
okay.
Bye,
Alright,
guys.
see ya. Have a good
Bye,
one.
everyone.
Bye.